in this movie, omo men, I don't laugh at all. I just dey vex. It dey pain me. Like the confusion going on in that movie was confusing my confusion. Hi friends, welcome back again to my channel. In today's video, I would be critiquing a Nollywood movie titled Chief Daddy Part 2, Going for Broke. Well, in today's video, I'll be telling you of the good, the bad, and the ugly of this movie. So please make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video to find out if this movie is worth your viewing pleasure or it's worth your time. But if you've seen this movie before, kindly let me know about your opinions about it in the comment section below. Let us get chatty about it. Okay, so kindly click on the red subscription button to subscribe. It is totally and completely free to do so, and kindly click on the like button too as well.
After the Beecroft family heard about their inheritance from Chief Daddy, Layla shows up to take over the Beecroft industry, leaving each family member broke.
The very first thing that I like about Chief Daddy Part 2 is the flashbacks at the beginning of the story. So that can remind you of what Chief Daddy Part 1 is all about, especially if you've seen Chief Daddy Part 1 and you've forgotten about it. You know, Chief Daddy Part 1 was released in 2018. So that flashback at the beginning can serve as a reminder for you. And as for the people that have not seen Chief Daddy at all, that can give them insight as to what Chief Daddy is about, as to the storyline. So that makes sense, and you know, I applaud the producers and directors for at least helping with that. And I love the cinematography of this movie. It's so beautiful. I love the camera angles. You know, it captured all the different moments, which makes sense. I also love the soundtrack. It consists of Afrobeat, you know, and that made me nostalgic. That made me jam to interesting Afrobeat vibes. Then I love the settings and the scenery. You know, 3 locations were shown in this movie. We have Lagos, London, and Dubai, and I love the way it was shown. So the good parts of Lagos, Dubai, and London was shown. There was no bias. You know, it's not like the bad sides of Lagos will be shown and then the good sides of London would then be shown. No, I just like as everything was shown beautifully, so that makes sense. Now, the number one thing that I do not like about this movie is the fact that it is overly dramatic and the comedy seems forced. Let me tell you something. You cannot force laughter. You cannot force comedy. In fact, you cannot force the viewers to laugh. It's not possible, Kojo. Now, you see, Instagram comedian Broda Shaggi is in this movie. Then we also have Chigel and Nedu. I cannot remember their character names right now, but they did not give me interesting comedy. It seemed like they were just forcing it. You know, it just seemed like these comedians were placed in an enclosed box, and they were not creative in their comedy. You know, if Brother Shaggi is in a space, it would make everyone laugh. If Nedu and Chigel were in their spaces, they would, you know, make their audiences or viewers laugh. But in this movie, omo men, I don't laugh at all. I just dey vex. It dey pain me. Chai, it no make sense at all. Then the storyline is disjointed, deviated, confusing, and all over the place. Oh my goodness. Oh my shoe. It's, in fact, when I watched this part 2, I did not even understand anything at all. To be sincere, it was confusing. I was just like, what is this thing? Where am I going to? Like, the confusion going on in that movie was confusing my confusion, if that makes sense. Now, the storyline in Chief Daddy Part 1 tells of Chief Daddy's family members that did not know about themselves. Then they eventually met, and Chief Daddy died. Then after the family members met, they wanted to get their share in Chief Daddy's properties. Now coming into the part 2, the storyline from the part 1 that's supposed to continue in part 2 just became a total mess. Now guys, if you remember in part 1, the cliffhanger at part 1 ended with a new character. That's Layla. Fine. Layla is a new character that has been introduced into the family. Okay? She is from an Hausa mom. She's one of Chief Daddy's children, and she came and she's saying she's the major stakeholder of big crofts industry. She's this, she's that, and that is it. You see, Lady K, Chief Daddy's wife, the one that Chief Daddy is legally married to, Lady K, called Layla a witch, but I did not even see any characteristics of witchery or witchcraft in Layla. I expected that Layla will show all the witches. I expected that she will give me drama, suspense, basbos, everything. She will show them pepper. She would bring the drama, bring everything, but no. The only thing that Layla brought to this Chief Daddy part 2 was just squeezed face, and that was it. In fact, she was not even given enough screen time. It was the subplots, likes of Famzi, Dami Baggio, and the other characters in the movie that were given screen time. You see, the major character, Layla, that's supposed to add pepper to Chief Daddy part 2, did not even bring any pepper at all. She did not even bring anything. It pained me. My goodness, guys, it pained me. Now, another thing that I do not like about this movie is the fact that there was zero character growth. Now, let me give you examples. Number 1, Famzi, played by Fowles the bad guy. You know that Famzi is one of the children of Chief Daddy. He is the second son. The first son is Dami Baggio. Okay, yes. Now, Famzi, right from Chief Daddy part 1, he's been singing this very useless and annoying song. Moving mad. You'll be moving mad. Singing nonsense. Singing pure rubbish. Every time he enters into the studio in Chief Daddy part 1, they're always advising him, bros, you need to go for training. You need to sabi this music where they sing well. At least go and learn about music. Go and build yourself at least 3 years before you say you want to produce songs, right? Yes, that was all the things that they used to really tell Famzi in part 1. In part 2, Famzi did not even use him brain. Now still that song, Moving Mad. Now he still a single for this part 2 again. He now traveled to Dubai and he did one talent show, talent whatever. The guy no even grow at all. The guy still remain in a baby state. The guy no grow. He no even think, he no reason say, okay, I gas up my song game. I gas up my music career. No. In fact, I'm so disappointed in that. So overall, zero character growth, even from all the family members, Chief Daddy's wives, Chief Daddy's children. There's zero character growth. I don't learn anything. They don't even grow at all. They did not. It pained me. Another thing be say, no direction. The movie just in fact, you see, all the actors, to me, seems like they were just catching cruise. They were just playing whatever thing. Like, the movie does not have any direction. What is the major story? I don't know. Like, no direction. And then some characters were suppressed. Okay, take for instance El Kanem, played by Iniedo. You know that in Chief Daddy part 1, Chief Daddy called Elkanem is Atarodo, you know. She has 2 boys in Chief Daddy Part 1. In Chief Daddy Part 2, nothing. She did not bring anything to the table. She did not even, not like, her character was greatly suppressed and some other characters there. So what is the essence of watching Chief Daddy Part 2 when each characters did not communicate well, when I did not even connect or flow with any of the characters? What is the essence? Another thing is that there were so many loopholes. That's why I said that the storyline is disjointed. Now let me give you an example. Dami Baggio is Chief Daddy's first son, right? And he's a big time footballer. There was one scene where he was training on the field, football pitch, with his group members, and somebody just hit his leg. Next thing, they say they are going to perform one terrible surgery on his leg. I no see bandage, plaster self on the leg, I no see. The next day, my guy don't they walk well. How come? Hey, how come? Overall, everything was a waste. Like, waste of good actors, waste of budget. Goodness, it's just painful. Overall, I will give this movie 30 over 100. Would I rewatch this movie? Not at all. Would I recommend the movie? Yes. Watch it if you like. If you see your favorite actor in this movie and you always like to watch a movie that your favorite actor is in, yeah, you can watch it. That's it. All right, guys, let me know about what you think about Chief Daddy Part 2 in the comment section below. I'm running up this video here. I hope you enjoy my review. See you on my next video. Bye for now.